Hi everybody and welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How many times can I say welcome? A lot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright. So I had to come and hide myself in my bedroom because where I normally film, in my living room, yeah, the person outside wanted to, like my neighbor wanted to make a lot of noise. It sounded like a lot of like, and I was like, yeah, no. Can't film like that. So here I am in my bedroom on my bed. It feels really weird filming on my bed, especially considering that the topic of this video is all about how I schedule my week to be productive. So yeah, it's a little weird talking about productivity and being a successful human being while sitting in my bed and sweating because it's really hot. So for this video, what I kind of wanted to do was give you a few tips on scheduling your week and how like I have managed to do it and give myself a more productive week. And then I'm also going to show you like exactly how I do it. And you're gonna be with me as I plan my week because it's getting close to the end of the week and I need to plan for next week. So you're gonna kind of come along for that journey. But yeah, so without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, so tip number one for planning your week is not to overcrowd your schedule. So I think a big problem that people face when they try to schedule their days or their weeks or whatever is they tend to put too much in one day or too much in the whole week. So I've done this, I do this all the time, and I always feel super unproductive when I have like days where I can't finish everything. So what I try to do is limit my tasks to about 3 or 4 like tasks per day, and when it comes to planning a week at large, I do 1 task per day in like a weekly overview. I don't know if that makes any sense. So like for Monday, I'll say write a blog post / work on blog. Tuesday will be marketing for the blog, and then Thursday will be film a YouTube video, and so on and so on. Like each day has a different thing. Sunday is just encapsulated by the word chores. So that's kind of how I schedule it. That way I'm not like trying to do too much on the day. It literally just says chores, and so I get to decide on the day of what chores are like possible to do versus like what would not be possible to do. And so by not overcrowding my schedule through my weekly overview, it helps a lot. And also when I plan my day, I just look at my top priorities and put those into my list and kind of keep the rest of it very loosey-goosey, so that way I have lots of free time to kind of maneuver around and I don't feel overwhelmed because I can't accomplish everything. So for tip number 2, I like to write my priorities first, which I've already said this, but like that's what I do every single day. I write down my priorities for the day and then I try to, do them throughout the day. So like I think for today's priorities, I wanted to schedule tailwind pins, I wanted to create a YouTube video, and I wanted to, whatever else I put on it. I don't have the list in front of me. Like I said, I had to move to the bedroom, so this is all for my memory. And to be honest, there's a reason I write lists. It's not always for productivity. It's not always for productivity. Okay, anyway, but yeah, I write my priorities first. So I'm like, here's the things that I need to get done today, here's what I want to do today, and I check those off that list as soon as I can. Tip number 3 is give yourself extra time on your tasks, which kind of goes with like what I said earlier about overcrowding your schedule. You want to give yourself extra time, but in this sense, I mean, if you think it's going to take you an hour to, I don't know, film a YouTube video, give yourself 2 hours. If you think it's going to take you half an hour to an hour for meal prep, give yourself a little bit more time. Like always overestimate your time, that way you have free time. So if you happen to finish a task early, fantastic, you can start on the next task early. Or, you have a little bit of time to do something you love. Like for me that would be reading, or it would be like going on a walk or exploring some new place. Like those are things I'd love to do in my free time. But I don't get free time if I don't plan accordingly. So plan accordingly, give yourself extra time on tasks. Number 4, schedule breaks. I have found that so many people don't do this. Like, especially when they're working at home, they just kind of try to power through their day. Like, give yourself breaks. Breaks! Like every 2 hours you should have a break. I actually just took a break. I filmed part of this video already, but I didn't film this part. Obviously, I'm filming it now. But I mean, you know, I like took an hour-long break. I know that's a pretty long break, but I read in that time to finish a book I was on instead, and I feel like that really helped reset me and get me prepared to continue working. Definitely take breaks, and you know, take them, like you can take 15-minute breaks, 30-minute breaks, whatever helps you be successful and maintain some sense of sanity. If you're work all the time, it's not gonna go well. And believe me, I've been there. My last newsletter for my blog just came out, and it's all about that. All about me being like a go, go, go kind of person, and my tips on trying to combat that. Crazy, I know. Productivity can sometimes be about taking time for yourself and not working all the time. For tip number 5, it goes right along with tip number 4, and it's to schedule fun. So fun and breaks can be the same, but I kind of separate them because I think a break can also include like going to the bathroom and eating a snack and maybe watching a YouTube video. But fun, in my opinion, kind of goes with like hanging out with friends or going on a date with my boyfriend, or you know, doing something that I really like a little bubble bath or like a self makeover, or I love reading, so reading counts as a fun activity for me. But you know, just like whatever brings me joy, I need to schedule that into my schedule. I find that I tend to, like I said before, work, and so when I make my schedule, I don't schedule any time for fun. I might schedule a break, but where's the fun? Where's my sense of adventure to go out and explore places, or to try something new, to talk with a friend on the phone, or go see a friend? Scheduling fun times is really important. Like for my tomorrow schedule, one of my priorities is to hang out with a friend. That is my priority, and whether it's a virtual hangout or I actually go see her and we, you know, go on a hike, I'm not really sure, you know. It's something that I have to schedule, because if I don't, then I'll lose track of it and I will fall into crippling burnout because I didn't schedule a fun time for myself. Alright, so my tip number 6 is to track your progress. I create my own weekly planners. I have a bunch of different kinds, and it kind of depends on the week, like which planner I decide to use. You can check my planners and link in the description, and my website, on my shop part of my website. I have downloadable planners for you and whatever your needs are. It'll help you become more productive and really enable you to kind of plan your week and plan your days and track your progress within it, which is, again, another tip for being productive when you schedule your week. Tracking your progress, it's made so much of a difference for me. I'm able to track how much I drink, able to track what I've been eating, I'm able to track my moods each day, able to track how much, if I've exercised, if I've done my chores. Right now, I'm really working on tracking my habits, or at least I'm trying to form habits, so I'm trying to track it to make sure I actually do them. So that's something that I've been doing, and I'm able to track my progress with my planners, because then I can kind of like be accountable to myself, and I can really see what I'm doing and what I'm spending my time on each day. I think having these planners is a great way to really track how you're spending your day and what you're getting done, and it's a great way to, in the future, look back and kind of associate like which days you've fallen off and see if there's a pattern. I think for me there's a huge mood pattern that kind of pops up, especially with the amount of workflow that I have. And heavy work days, I tend to get overwhelmed because I didn't plan it accordingly or something, and I can really see how my mood and my work amount kind of correlate into this weird like pattern. And so it's a really great way for me to go back and kind of learn from my mistakes. So coming up, I'm going to show you guys how to schedule your day and how to schedule your week in the future for your next week. If you want a planner, again, you can download them in the link in my bio. The planner I'm using is called my weekly pink planner. It's just pink. It's really pink. I like it. It's really girly. I'm only going to show you a few pages of the planner and how I use it. And I also printed them a little bit smaller than you can. You can obviously print it to fit the page. I didn't, just because I like having a little side so I can hole punch it and put it into a binder, because I kind of collect these things and look at it weekly. They're not in a binder for writing's sake and video's sake, however, that's normally what I do. I also don't go over everything completely, but you'll see that. Alright, so as you can see here, I've already planned my Friday because that is today. So here, I have my priorities, and here's the ones that I have already done. I have not recycled my cardboard boxes, written a blog post, or edited any videos today, but I have posted an update for some of my posts to Tailwind. I have created I am creating a YouTube video right now, and I have already finalized work from yesterday. So I am on track with what I wanted to do. I decided to sleep in today, so I woke up around 8 a.m. and my morning routine, if you want to see what that is, you can go ahead and click some links in the description. I ended up finalizing my work plans, watered my plants, planned the YouTube video, did some Tailwind, and then I started the YouTube video around 12 p.m. Actually a little bit before. It is 11:56 now, and I have jerry-rigged a whole system for this to showcase this part. So this is very new for me, but you know. So the whole YouTube video process I think is going to take me about 2 hours, plus lunch will be somewhere in the middle, so we'll see how that goes. For the rest of my day, I've already decided to edit the other video, write the blog post, recycle, and then from 4 p.m. on is kind of like my me time. I sometimes work, sometimes don't, so I'll be, after I recycle my stuff, I'm just gonna read a book, finish up some books I'm reading, and then start some new ones, and then just gonna have some me time, whether that's YouTube or exercise or whatever I decide to do. Dinner is actually, it might not be 6. Matt's supposed to come home from visiting his family at some point, and whenever that happens, we'll probably have dinner, unless it's like after 9 p.m., in which case I'll have dinner on my own. I did plan out my meals, sort of. Again, dinner, since it's so kind of up in the air, I did not plan that one, but I did plan my breakfast and my lunch, and I only have 2 glasses of water today, which is not very great since it's almost 12, but hey, here we are. I have not exercised today, and I have not done my chores today. As far as notes go, I have decided that I need to wear a retainer tonight. It's a note for myself. I needed to email my school, which is already done. And then I want to research growth hacking formulations for my blog. So this is kind of what my daily schedule looks like. I write my daily schedules the day of. I don't really... I'll write like my priorities the night before, especially if I have rollover things, but when it comes to writing my whole day like list, I do that during my morning routine. I just take some time to just kind of plan out how I want the day to go, because each day is so different and I never really know what I'm going to be doing until the day shows up. I do know my like priorities, but like beyond that, I don't know exactly how I want to structure everything, so this is a really good way for me to do that. Alright, so here's my Saturday sheet. Saturday happens to be July 4th, so there might not be a lot of to-dos on this day, just because I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'm really gonna be celebrating, I'm assuming, and having fun with my friends. As far as planning goes, the reason I'm writing I'm gonna write priorities down for Saturday, but I'm not gonna write all of them. The rest will kind of be filled in tonight. So when it comes to priorities, I am going to say hang out with a friend, because we've been talking about it and I think we're both free, so I'll try that. Meal prep is something that I want to do on Saturday instead of Sunday, because Sunday I want to treat as a separate work day. And then I'm going to say chores. I have a lot of chores I need to catch up on. And then I would probably put online course here, because I need to work on, I'll just put this, put school. It's an online course that I need to do that I want to continue educating myself on digital marketing and such, so it's something that I kind of want to focus on tomorrow. As far as I want to focus on schooling, language learning, etc, etc, etc. And I'm going to leave these 3 blank until the next day. So that's kind of my strategy. I'm not going to continue anything else. My schedule will be worked out tomorrow, and then I will document as I go, kind of like catch up and work with myself. But for now, these are my priorities for Saturday, so I'm going to move on to my next thing. Alright, so normally I don't do my week sum up or final thoughts until Saturday day, and that's pretty much because that's the end of my week. The end of my week is Saturday, the beginning of my next week is Sunday. That's just how I work. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this now just for the video's sake. I need to figure out what I'm rolling over, what's being done. I honestly think I finished pretty much everything on my list that I wanted to do this week, but I did have a lot of very unproductive days, so I think rollover is going to be more of mantras to myself on kind of what I want to do to better myself as a person. I don't even know if that makes any sense. Like, it's gonna be a lot of motivation rather than project-based. Alright, so for my week sum up, I ended up starting with my rollover first, then I went to my finish, then my final thoughts, so it's kind of backwards, I think. But I wanted to write down what I wanted to do next, then I wanted to reflect on what I've already done, and then I kind of wanted to, like, it's kind of like a little journal entry, like a really tiny journal entry, but it's a way for me to kind of see what happened this week and then focus on next week. So for my rollover, we'll start here. I wrote, try not to beat yourself up when things don't work out. I think that's something I struggle with a lot. I'm a very go, go, go person, and I like to get stuff done, and yeah, that didn't happen this week. E-course. I'm working on an e-course. Oh gosh, I shook the whole camera. Just too excited. But yeah, so that's gonna roll over. Language learning, books, online courses, that's always gonna roll over. It's my new habit. I want to try to get 2 posts published a week and 1 YouTube video published a week. But it's something that I am working on, so I'm not sure if that's gonna actually work out, but it's a nice goal to have for myself. I did film 2 YouTube videos this week. I edited 1, wrote 2 blog posts this week. I made my online shop, which you can find link in bio. Job is kind of my new job. I'm starting to get a hang of it, but it's still not, yeah, so I haven't really finalized everything on the job yet. And then I chatted with friends, and I do consider that an accomplishment for an introvert. So my weekly sum up, my final thoughts, I'm just gonna read it. It's a little scatterbrained, but it'll make sense, I hope, if I clarify. So I said, I think next week I want to focus more on being kind to myself and pushing myself when I feel down. I want to focus on my 4 habits: exercising, reading, writing, and language learning. I want to drink more water and wake up earlier. All in all, C+ week, less chocolate consumption. That's a note for myself. I ate so much chocolate this week because I was so depressed, and that's terrible. And it's like not even like the good kind of chocolate, it's like bad chocolate. I ate a bunch of chocolate that's really bad for my health, and I would eat just that. That's why it's bad for my health, because I didn't have anything to balance it out. I didn't drink as much water as I should have, so I got a lot of headaches this week, and I kind of slacked on exercising, reading, writing, and language learning because of depression. We'll just blame depression for everything. But this is how I do my weekly sum up, so then next week when I start my beginning of the week thing, I can look over my rollover and see what I want to do. So this here is the weekly overview for the next week. And it starts on Monday, but I typically start my weeks on Sunday. The reason I have it set up like this is because I actually sell these planners, and most people, from what I know, start their weeks on Monday and not so much Sunday. Sunday tends to be an off day for them, so they don't even include it in like their routines. I honestly, this does not confuse me having them flopped. I am totally okay with this. I'm making a couple other planners for other people, starting on different days because I know everybody's weeks are different. So my dad, for example, all his weeks start on like Friday because that is the payday, so the whole thing rolls over. Don't ask, I don't know. So for my weekly overview, the only thing I'm going to do is transfer over my rollover things. I don't know if you can see that, my rollover list. I'm just going to copy that down here just because I want to have that as an overview for the So that's kind of my notes for next week. I'm not going to really schedule anything yet because I typically do that on Sunday. I know that sounds silly, but like when the week starts, when I really kind of lay it out because I can flesh it out better, I can see what I've done. So I still have Saturday and Sunday left. Sunday is my chore day, so it's kind of like I reset myself Sunday by doing a bunch of cleaning, and then I sit down at the end of my day and kind of plan the rest of the week. I know Thursday is going to be a filming day for YouTube, and I know that Monday and Tuesday are going to be blog days, so at least I have that because I do theme my days, which you can see in a blog post. I don't think I've published it yet, and I don't know, I'll put down the date when it'll be published. Anyway, I do theme my days of the week, which I'll talk about eventually, and you'll see it on the blog. And so because of that, it makes it a little bit easier. Like I know this is going to be a YouTube day, and I know these two are going to be blog days. These two are sort of my freebie days, catch-up day, and chore day. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing and when I'm going to be doing it. But I still leave this blank because each day comes with its own task, and I kind of just wait until Sunday night to really fulfill that task. So, but you'll see that. Alright, so you have seen how I plan my weeks, or my days, I guess. You didn't really see the week thing. That's something I normally do on Sundays, but I did give you a pretty general overview. Until Sunday night, I won't really know how Monday through Friday is going to look for me next week, but I can say that each day is themed, which I think I mentioned already, and that's a big way of me being able to plan for the rest of my week, is knowing that each day is themed and has a purpose. Pretty much. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I know this video was kind of short, but I really wanted to get to the point and help you guys find a way to be more productive and really schedule your weeks. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm, and don't forget to subscribe, because I will be showing more of this and more how to theme your days, schedule your life, and get your ish together. That is what this is all about, is getting your ish together. Alright, well, thank you again for watching, and have a great day!